Well, without a doubt, our next guest, Tracy, is one of the biggest tourists around the place. She gets all over the place, goes out and visits, and keeps the fans happy as well, because there's nothing like live country music. And I speak, of course, of Sami, and she's got a brand new CD launch in April, and we're going to find out more as she joins us now. Sami, you must clock up some Ks in that minibus of yours.
Oh, I do. Hey, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I bought that bus in 2015. I've done over 100,000 Ks in it already. It's pretty fun. I love my little van.
With all the travelling that you have done in it, name a favourite place you've been to, but maybe name us a couple that you would love to go back to again.
I love Early Beach. I've got this crazy obsession for people with accents, and Early Beach was just one of my favourites because everyone was a tourist. I don't know. It's a really tricky question. I travel so often. I've got so many favourite places. It's really, I guess, depends on what the audience are like at my show and what the atmosphere is. So I love a lot of places in Australia. I love the country towns, probably the most because I grew up in a country town. But yeah, lots of different places. I do love Canada, and I love going back to Canada.
So you just mentioned the difference between a country town and Early Beach. Is there much of a difference in the style of music that you play between a country town and at Early Beach?
I would say yeah. So I live near Newcastle at the moment, and it really depends on if I'm playing in Newcastle, I play more pop music, and if I'm playing smaller towns outside Newcastle, like I played a show last Friday at Bulladilla, that's the word, and they love the country music. So it's like a real country music town. It's only an hour and a half away from Newcastle anyway, as well. It's very unusual. I guess I never really know what to expect. I really sussed out the audience in my first set. So I chuck a few really good country songs in there and see what they like. And if they don't sort of warm up to it, then I sort of play more pop songs. But yeah, I try and always mix it up. I really don't try and stick to one genre.
Now, we have a lot of people that tune in on the TuneIn app around the Hunter region and so forth. And your CD launch is going to be on the 7th of April in Newcastle. Tell us about it.
Oh, it's 10 days away. I'm so excited. Oh, when I first got my CDs delivered, it's been 3 years since my last one, and I kind of forgot what the feeling's like to hold your CD in your hand, and I just went mental. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. It's my second CD, and it's my very first one that's been released since I've moved up here. So I'm really excited to be performing. I've got a fantastic band who are backing me for the concert, and I've also got some brilliant musicians that are friends of mine, Newcastle musicians, who'll be playing throughout the night. So I've got 5 musicians as well as myself. So it's going to be about a 4-hour show for $10, so it's pretty awesome, yeah. And it's going to be held at the Small Ballroom, which is on Maitland Road near Hamilton.
Because you'll have plenty of CDs ready to sign.
Yes, I've got 1,000 that have been delivered to me already. Plenty of those.
You just mentioned it's been 3 years between album 1 and album 2. What are the big changes between the first and the third album?
Biggest changes would be when I first wrote my first album, I was 17, still in year 12, and a lot of my influences there were growing up in a country town, growing up on a farm. I'm the youngest of 5 as well, so my siblings were were very influential in my songwriting. A lot of history in there as well. So in my first album, I've written songs about Ben Hor, a bushranger near like the Forbes area, and I've also written about like my great-grandfather, and so lots of family things. And this new album, it's sort of more... It's a very country pop, having fun and enjoying life sort of style, and I really, really love it. I've written some songs with some fantastic musicians. One song on there I wrote with a friend of mine, Troy Kemp and Dane Baldwin. We recorded that one in Newcastle, and that's about my life motto, which is, you can never dream too big. So I wanted to write a song about just dreaming big. So that's one that's on there. And the others are upbeat ones I've written with a great musician called Steve Deal. Yeah, I just really, really enjoyed writing these songs, and I really hope everyone sort of enjoys listening to them as well. There are a couple of my favourites. So I've got a cover song on there, which is called Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, beautiful.
I've always loved that song. So I've just done my own little take on that as well. And
Sami, for the people that are up here in Queensland or South Australia or wherever they are all around the world, and they can't get to your launch on the 7th, how can they get a hold of that album? I
will be putting it up on my website over the next couple of days so that everyone who can't come on the 7th can actually purchase it on the 7th via my website. For all those who can't come, unfortunately, to my album launch, then pop onto my website, which is SamiCooke, SamiCooke.com.au, and you can find my store page with heaps of goodies on there, so check it out.
Sami, thanks for joining us tonight. This is the single. It's called Crazy Love.
Thank you so much, guys.
We got this crazy love.